Hello and welcome to It's About Time, where we take a look at affordable watches for the everyday man. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the funnest watches that I have in my collection. It's a watch that has very surprisingly one of the most comfortable bracelets I have found on a watch. I'm talking about my Armitron skeletonized automatic. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the finer details of this really cool watch. All right, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Armitron skeletonized automatic. Go ahead and start by showing you what comes in the box. And you're presented with the watch. Very nice, very clean unboxing. Very simple. Not a lot of frills. Go ahead and get that out of there. And down inside there, you just have some warranty information, it looks like. Yep. Some instructions and warranty information. And that's all that comes in the box. So let's go ahead and get this off of here. Get the little pillow back inside. And we'll get that out of here. Now, let's take a look at the star of the show. Isn't that dial just mesmerizing to look at? The model number for this watch is 20/4406 TSV. And by the way, I will have this linked in the description below. You can check that out for the most current pricing and availability of this watch. Taking a closer look at the dial, you can see all the different elements that are in play. One of my favorites is the pop of color that you get from the skeletonized frame of the movement. You can see that nice metallic blue. Also, the movement frame is decorated. You can see all these different little grooves and things on there. When I flip it around to the back, you'll see them on the back as well. And of course, with the skeletonized movement, you can see all the different moving parts. And of course, the main attraction to a skeletonized watch is that you're able to see all the different mechanics as they're going along. You can see the balance wheel just flicking away there. And you can even see the escapement and the escapement wheel ticking. And that's what gives a watch its tick, any mechanical watch that is. You can see the mainspring. You can also see that when you wind it up. This watch does have hacking and hand winding. So you can just top it off by giving it a twist. And hacking, of course, if you pull the crown out, that would stop the second hand, so you can set the time a little bit more accurately. Looking around the dial, you can see the 5-minute every 5-minute increment. There's a little pip, and on the chapter ring, you can see it's printed every minute, and then every 5 minutes is printed out in numerals. Even the hands are skeletonized on this, so very little of the watch is covered up. Now, it looks like this watch does have lume. However, it does not have lume. So that's kind of a bit of a disappointment. I wish it did have lume on the hands and the pips there. Or if it wasn't supposed to have lume in the first place, then they could have just left the hands completely skeletonized. But that was just their design choice, I guess. And on the outside bezel, this is not a rotating bezel, but it is marked in every 10-minute increment. And taking a look at some of the other details, the bezel is polished. It's a high polished stainless steel, and that goes into the rest of the casing, which is brushed with a little bit of polishing right here near the end link. But the face of the case is brushed, where the side is a high polished stainless steel. Now, this does look like it has screw-in lugs, but it does not. It has regular push pins. No decoration on the crown, but there is a little bit of knurling on the side here, make it a little easier to grip. Now, some of the dimensions of this watch read out kind of on the large side, but you'll see when I throw it on my wrist that it doesn't dwarf my wrist. But this is a 44 millimeter case. That's the taken at the widest point, not including the crown. And 49 millimeter lug to lug, and a 24 millimeter lug width. So finding a strap for this might be a little on the difficult side. I tend to not see 24 millimeter as an option when I'm shopping for straps. Usually 18, 20, and 22. But the good thing is, and I'll get to it in a little bit, but this is actually on a really nice bracelet, so I don't think I'll be wanting to change the strap on it anyways. But that does bring me to an interesting point. This watch actually is a little bigger than its lug-to-lug width, which is 49 millimeters as it is. The end links of the watch actually stick out past the end of the lugs, adding a couple more millimeters. So this watch, as it sits, is actually about 54.5 millimeters. This is topped off with the dead flat mineral crystal, not sapphire. I don't know of any Armitrons that do use sapphire. And just to point something out, one of the biggest disappointments that I have with this watch has to do with their quality control. If you can see, I don't know if you can see it very well here or not, but the painting that goes into this pip here and on the 60 marker, the hour marker, 60, it's kind of chipped away and kind of bubbled. It's not filled in very properly. So I expect that that's just this particular watch, but that is kind of a quality control issue that I wish that they would have a little bit better quality control over there. But overall, I can forgive it. It's hard to see when it's on the wrist, but I know it's there. It's kind of like the little dent in your car or the little scratch that only you know is there, but everyone gives you compliments on your car anyway. But you know what's up. Taking a look at the back, we do have an exhibition case on the back, and you can see that rotor is decorated. You can see you've got decorations on the rotor, as well as decoration on the frame of the movement. With everything being so skeletonized, you can see everything. I just absolutely love looking at the mechanics of a watch like this. You can see the model number here. Now this is a glimpse at the movement, the TY2807, then BL-AR. I think that's just reference for Armitron in this particular watch. Now I did a little bit of research on this movement, and all I can find is that it is a basic Chinese movement. It beats away at 21,600 beats per hour. Pretty typical, 6 beats per second. But that's about all the information I could find on this. No real manufacturer to speak of, but just a common Chinese movement for a skeletonized watch. Even the decoration that's on here, if you were to find another watch that had this movement, would have this same type of decoration to it. Now the bracelet on here I was very impressed with, especially a watch at this price point. You can see that the brushing matches up pretty well between the case and going into the bracelet. It's brushed on the outside of the links, polished on the center part, and what really impressed me, which you may have noticed before, these are solid end links. And same thing with the rest of the bracelet. It's all solid links. It's not rolled, and we don't have hollow end links. Very, very surprising at a watch at this price point. You can see that the bracelet doesn't have a whole lot of flex to it. So it's a very solid piece of metal. But where you can see it really still sticks with the budget watch is the fold-over clasp here. It's a regular deployment clasp with a little safety fold-over. And you can see Armitron stamped in there, which is a pretty nice little touch. But just a regular stamped clasp, not milled or anything like that. But once again, at this price point, it's very surprising the level of quality in the bracelet itself. It is adjustable. You can remove a couple of links. They're just push pins. And you even have a micro adjustment here on the clasp itself. And I use that to size it up to my 7.5-inch wrist, which I'll go ahead and throw it on there and show you what that looks like. And there we have it. Now this is sitting atop my 7.5-inch wrist, and you can see it does not, it does, to me at least, it doesn't dwarf my wrist. It fits like a nice chunky bracelet would if I was to be wearing that. And you know, with a lot of the Armitrons that I feature, this one is really just some wrist jewelry. It's not known for its horological significance or anything like that. But what I absolutely love about watches like these, what I love about Armitron, is that they bring extremely valuable looking watches at a very affordable price. This watch looks like it would be a couple $100 when you just look at it, but in fact it's well under $100. So you can't, it's hard to find faults in it when you realize the pricing that you're paying for what you get. And I'm happy with that. The thing that really gets me about this watch that I love about it is just how darn comfortable the thing is. I wasn't expecting that out of a sub $100 watch. Normally when you buy a watch like this, the first thing you know that you're going to have to do is replace the bracelet that it comes on because it's cheaply made. This one, not the case. It is staying on this bracelet till the day it dies. Now, other than just the wrist presence that this has, there's not a lot of features to go over. It is water resistant up to 165 feet, which basically just means that it's okay to get it splashed on or rained on. It should be all right. I would not recommend swimming with a watch like this. But for a weekend wearer or something to wear out for, or just something to wear out for the day, just something that looks nice on the wrist, I am definitely pleased with this watch. And I think that if you were looking for a skeletonized watch that isn't going to break the budget, I would definitely recommend this watch wholeheartedly. And that pretty much concludes my review of this watch. Does it have some flaws? Yeah, the quality control thing here, a little disappointed with that. The painting on here could have been better. I do wish that it was loomed. It's not loomed, but that was a deliberate choice. That's not a flaw of the watch. That's just a deliberate choice by Armitron, probably to help keep costs down and keep this watch under $100. But all in all, it's a solid watch. And so my thoughts, I give it a big thumbs up. So yeah, if you are interested in this watch, I do have a link, like I said, in the description below where you can check out the latest pricing and availability. But that pretty much wraps it up here. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about this watch, be sure to hit me up in the comments below. Be more than happy to answer any of your questions. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it that thumbs up and subscribe for more. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next video.